Hey guys, it's Sandeep from RevAtlas, and in this video we'll be showing you a tutorial on how to get an awesome clear back Redmi Note 9 Pro like this one. Now before we get started, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and also turn on notifications to avoid missing any videos from us in the future. Now I'd like to make this clear that the removal of the back panel yourself will void the warranty, and hence do it only fully knowing what the risks are and the results of your actions. Now before we get started, I would advise you to switch off your smartphone. This here is how a brand new device looks, and here is a device whose back panel has been removed, and finally we have the device which has already a clear back panel mod done to it. Now the first step is to use a heat gun or hair dryer and apply heat to the edges and the overall back of the device. Please note that it is advisable to apply heat in a pattern and keep moving it in order to prevent overheating of any particular portion or causing damage to that particular part. Also, do keep in mind that the device itself may heat up quite a bit, and hence you should be careful when holding or picking up the device. Gloves are advisable, and we will begin to open from the bottom, so concentrate your efforts there. Once you have applied sufficient heat, you will be able to use the suction cup and create enough gap on the device to slide in a pry to. If it isn't opening enough, then you may have to reheat the edges again in order to get that gap, and once done you need to run the pry tool along the edges to release the glue and slowly raise it upwards bit by bit as you run along. In the case of Redmi Note 9 Pro, it was quite a bit difficult to get the glue removed compared to some of the other smartphones that we have tried so far, including the Note 7 Pro, Note 8 Pro and the Poco X2. If at any point you require more heat, apply and repeat, and don't be too harsh when applying force, especially considering that this is a device with a curved back panel and glass can crack easily. Sometimes when you apply too much heat in one particular place continuously, you could cause the paint underneath the glass to sort of bubble up together and also melt a bit, and this makes it a bit harder to remove later on, but it's still doable. Now once you've done it all around, you will be able to get the back panel off, and like in the case of the Poco X2, there is no fingerprint scanner connected to the back panel, so it becomes easier to separate it from the main body itself. Now in our earlier videos we had shown that we actually applied a skin to the battery, but some of you said that it's always best to leave it as it is to show the true inner internals. Now what we're also doing in this particular case is removing a shield that protects most of the other internals so that you can get a thorough look at the inside of the device, and you can actually leave it on or do as we did, considering that your warranty is anyway void once you have actually removed the back panel itself. Now in order to do this, you have to remove all of the screws at the top and then slowly pry off the plastic shield, and you get a look at its internals. Now we have to go through a process of creating the clear back. Different devices will have different backs in terms of how the paint finish and coating is, and in the case of the Redmi Note 9 Pro is actually a bit easier, and there are several different layers, but we need to remove all of them in order to get the clear back effect. Now you need to scrape off the initial bit and then dig deeper to the bottom clear layer, which can then be peeled off, and while it does take some time and patience, at the end the effort is clearly worth it, pun intended. Now if you manage to not create any bubbles like I did during the process of actually heating the back, you can actually remove it completely and the Redmi logo will be intact, but in my case I actually melted some of the paint, and as a result it was a bit difficult to get that out of it, and I ended up using a particular scraper which also caused some scratches on the glass, but your regular blade won't affect it as we have shown in our previous videos. At the end you'll have a clear back panel, and we recommend running it under a tap to quickly get rid of any residue before drying it and proceeding. Once done, all you need to do is basically apply double-sided tape to the sides and edges and then fix the panel back onto the phone itself. That's it, and now you can enjoy your clear back transparent Redmi Note 9 Pro. If you have any questions, do let us know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching this video. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. See you again in the next one.